Hello, I am Donna Goff, the homeschool mommy mentor. Today I'm going to talk to you about being a lion tamer in a three-ring circus. And what I'm talking about is managing life, which is you, your family, and your home, balancing homeschool, and running a home business. So let's talk about the rings. The first ring is life. It's you, it's your family, it's your home. I suggest you streamline your routines. Simple, basic routines for personal, family, and home care. And if you don't have one, you need one. Create a menu. When I first started doing this, I created a menu biweekly, and that helped me. And I did also a Plan B menu. And the Plan B menu made it so that if there was an emergency, unexpected things happened, that I always had things that I could throw together quickly that we could eat on time. And in these routines, consider rising early to feed your soul. Take time to shower and groom and make your bed. You know, when you're showered and groomed, if somebody comes to the door, you're ready to answer. If you have to leave unexpectedly, or if time gets away while you're doing homeschool and you realize you have an appointment, maybe it's online, it's on a video cast. You're dressed, you're ready, you can just drop what you're doing and then go do that because you're already dressed and ready for the day. Also, once you've made your bed, you feel like you've actually accomplished something first thing in the morning. Gather and start the laundry and follow it through. A lot of moms struggle to keep on top of laundry. Put it in the washer. Set the timer. When it goes off, take a few minutes. It only takes like 2 minutes, 3 minutes to transfer to the dryer. If you're reading aloud to your children, finish what you're reading and then get up and change the laundry and then turn the dryer timer on so it will ring when your laundry is done, and have your children help you fold and put it away. Don't just let it stack and say, well, I can do this later. It takes maybe five, if it was a huge load, 10 minutes to fold it and get it put away. The time you save by doing it right then saves you hassle later, digging through, trying to find things, and then realizing, I got to throw it back in the dryer to fluff it up because it's all wrinkly, or I've got to iron it, or whatever. Just deal with it and do it in your routine. Get a great breakfast. That breakfast just gives you energy for the day, and if it's balanced with fats and protein in it and fiber, it's going to take longer to digest, and so it's not going to go up in your blood sugar, causing you to have a crash mid-morning, because when your blood sugar goes up, insulin comes in to bring it back down and you crash. But when you take in foods that take longer to digest, you don't have that curve that leaves you hungry and hangry, you know. Um, when we do our breakfast, we also do a dinner prep right after we eat breakfast before we do the dishes. And that is, we chop and rinse and spin the lettuce, and I pack it tightly into jars. I have wide mouth canning jars, quarts, and I'll pack it in there tight. And when I do that, I can take 6 heads of lettuce from Costco, the romaine, and I can make 3 jars, and I can fit 2 heads of rinse and spun out lettuce and packed in there tightly, and it doesn't turn brown. And I know that we got an emergency and we had to go someplace. Salad's already made. We chop up the vegetables and stuff in the morning, and it's ready for the day. We make sure we have the dressing ready, and dinner's partway there. And then we do the dishes so that the kitchen is clean. And once the dishes are done, that means that you have clean counters and a clean table that you can use for other things like homeschool, or maybe you're doing some photographs for your blog of things that you have made or that you are prepared as far as food goes or whatever. The surfaces are clean. They're ready for you to do your photography. If your children need to do an experiment or whatever, they're not having to move dishes aside and pile them elsewhere. It's just taken care of, and you can do it together. It's much more enjoyable. Exercise your body. You can do that alone. I like to get up really early, and I feed my soul, and then I go out and get a good chunk of my walk in. I can walk with my family later to finish, and then I get to work. A 30-minute power clean. My personal schedule right now, I put my power clean right after lunch, 30 minutes. I know that I can clean a kitchen floor in 30 minutes, or clean a chandelier in 30 minutes, or get all my wood blinds in the living room dusted in 30 minutes. I can tend to a pile of papers that need to be sorted in 30 minutes. And that 30-minute power clean is whatever bugs you the most. It's whatever is in line of sight. I have videos about that under Victory Lady. And there's one more. There's 7 parts to my routine. I invite you to watch the Victory Lady videos on YouTube channel, and join the 90-day Ditch the Stress, Invite the Calm challenge on my Mentoring Our Own Facebook group. And now for the 7th part of my daily routine, it's ring number 2, homeschool. Yes. So the first ring is life. The second, and managing your home, taking care of you. If you're getting your meals on time, you're helping your family. If you're getting up and feeding your soul and you're getting your walk in, whether you do it by yourself or walk with your family, you're taking care of you. Okay? If you aren't well, your business falls apart, homeschool doesn't happen, and family just kind of goes crazy. So you need to take care of you. So now we're to ring 2. Ring 2 is about homeschool. A lot of moms are so over scheduled that homeschool is kind of sporadic. They'll go to a co-op or something once a week, and they do stuff for their co-op. Some are signed up through a charter school, and they have requirements there. But think about why you homeschooled. Ring number 2 is homeschool. We streamline our home so that we take care of ourselves and our homes and our family. And then we streamline our homeschool so that it happens and we make it part of our morning routine. So teach your children habits and how to work. That's part of homeschool, because once they have a work ethic and how to work, because you're working with them and teaching them good work attitudes and things like that by working with them and helping them during those ages and times of their life where their executive function is, oh, look, shiny, and they get distracted easier. If you send them off to do it, they're more likely to start procrastinating. If you do it with them, a lot less energy is expended emotionally, and it gets done and they learn. And this is part of school for them. Let them play. They need that play to help develop their executive function. Read to your children. You can do it at bedtime. It doesn't have to be during school. You can do it during school. I did. And you'll learn that if you look at the homeschool videos. Anyway, teach your children general knowledge together, because general knowledge isn't based on their development or their age. Little kids can hear things and pick things up. And so teach all of your children together on the general knowledge, and then teach skills one on one in attention span friendly segments. Don't sit there fighting with a kid to try and do a page for an hour. Just look at it and say, let's work on this problem and let's see how you're doing. If they're doing well, let's do another one. If they're not, look at what they're struggling with. Take 15 to 20 minutes. If you're doing 15 to 20 minutes regularly, they'll get it. Uh, um, I can remember when my children were taking piano lessons, uh, getting them to sit for an hour to practice was hard. But if I got them to practice for 15 to 20 minutes, a couple times a day, oh my goodness, they made progress really fast, and a lot faster than sitting there for a whole hour. And include homeschool in your daily routine. That is the seventh part of that. I showed you seven. I told you seven things. Taking your time for yourself in the morning, taking your walk, showering and dressing, doing your breakfast and prep, and your 30-minute clean, and include homeschool in your routine. So I invite you to watch the homeschool videos on my YouTube channel, the same channel. And now the third ring. The third ring is home business. Now, you need to streamline your business as well. Consider doing time chunks. That's what I did. They're productivity chunks, and I can move them throughout the day as I need them. And I get up early before my family so I can get some of my work done. I used to stay up late and work, and it just ruins your health. The hours you get to sleep before midnight are really important for your uh, REM sleep and your deep sleep, and the time your body heals itself. And retiring when your children retire, and if you got your routine, your house is getting cleaner and cleaner as you go. Um, you have 8 hours. You have 16 hours a day, and 8 hours for sleep. And in 16 hours, uh, you can homeschool, maintain a home, take care of yourself, and also do a business. So uh, each day, I suggest you do. There's 5 things in my time chunks. Okay, one thing is taking time to sit down and think about what are the 1 to 3 most important things that you need to do in your business today. You think about that, and then if there's more than one, prioritize them. What is the most important? And then the second thing you need to do is set aside a specific time chunk for work. I work before my family rises, and then I also had my children take a 90-minute quiet time in the afternoon. And during that 90-minute quiet time, I was able to do scheduling and sometimes webinars. I did webinars, hour-long webinars during that 90 minutes. And oh, what are some of the other things I did during the 90 minutes? Answered emails, did marketing, did photos for my blog, and break it up in the afternoons. So the morning is your productive project time. Your afternoon is your marketing and email and contacting your customer time. Okay. So you do your most important work first, and you save that email, organization, marketing for afternoon. Number 4, take time to keep a daily business journal. Just something simple. Let me see here. Just a simple composition book. It doesn't, I like composition books because they are sturdy and the pages don't fall out, and it doesn't have to be fancy. If you want to make them fancy, you can cover them with scrapbook paper. But a regular composition book, and just write down what you accomplished. Make a victory list of what you accomplished in your business that day, that you finished this one project or you worked on this project and you need to finish it tomorrow. Then it's priority number one tomorrow. And then in your journal, write down who you contacted that day, any expenditures or whatever. Uh, Make it a habit to write in your journal, your business journal, because if you get creative ideas, that goes in there too. If you learn something from somebody online or you saw something that gave you a creative idea, write down what you saw, where you saw it, and then what the creative idea, because usually other people's creativity can ignite your own, and you have it all in that journal. And then the last thing is make it a habit to keep a running account of your income and expenses in your business each day. Okay. And then monthly do a profit and loss. Now, you may think that's really crazy when you are just starting out and you don't have a whole lot of sales yet, and you may not have expenditures or income every single day. Just put a zero for that day, but get in the habit of doing it, because it only takes a couple of minutes to put a zero, really. And if you had 5 sales or 100 sales that day, that you made $100 or $1,000 that day, it only takes a minute to write down what income you had that day. You had to pay for your host or whatever, or you paid for your email service that day, or your post office or whatever. And it's a daily record. It is so much easier if you get in the habit right in the beginning of your business doing this. So as your business expands, you're not sitting there trying to recreate a record. Uh, it's so much harder to do it after the fact. And then you have all your materials there to put together a profit and loss statement to let you know how you're doing in your business at the end of each month. What was your profit? What was your expenses? And that's a sheet. And you've got all the information you need by running this. It helps you prepare for doing your taxes later, and trying to recreate, trying to remember what that expenditure was for, or why you spent $5 at Walmart that day, something for your business, and you're thinking, oh man, that was 11 months ago. Because you've kept your journal, and the journal doesn't need to take more than a few minutes to write each day, because you've kept your journal and you've kept your accounting, your basic accounting, in a spreadsheet on your computer. Oh my goodness, you have important information at your fingertips. Plan to take weekends off. And if you can work it, try to figure out a 4-day work week. I have specific projects that I'm working on right now. In the morning, 4 hours. In the afternoon, uh, trying to do a video on one day, blog post another. And so you can work out your marketing and everything else so that you can fit it in that 90 minutes. If you're spending a lot more time than that, you're probably not being efficient. And so take your weekends off so you can replenish yourself. It's so easy to think, oh, if I just do one more freebie and I do one more thing, people will come to my blog and my business will boom or whatever. You need to learn how to work smart, not hard. And so we'll talk in future videos about some things that help you with planning in your business and doing your time chunks and things. But this is just a start. Somebody asked about moms that homeschool and also run a business, and I thought, you know what? I've been doing this for 20 years, and I've learned more in the last 4 years, actually in the last 2 years, than all the previous years combined. And so I'll share hacks and ideas over time. But what I'd like you to do now is subscribe below so that you don't miss future videos. for homeschooling moms that work at home, for homeschooling, Victory Lady, and the other playlists that I have that are pertinent to homeschooling moms. And I also invite you to join my newsletter. Uh, I'll put it in underneath the video. My website is mentoringourown.com, and uh, the sign up for the newsletter is right there on the front page. And that way you can be updated on the latest videos, blog posts, and offerings. And whatever you do, enjoy the journey.